Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my preview of the 2020-2021 NFC Championship game, which pits the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is first for Aaron Rodgers, actually. This will be the first NFC Championship game he will be in, where he will be at Green Bay. I was a little bit surprised when I heard about this, but the first NFC title game he's been in when Green Bay has hosted it. So very interesting. So looking at this, though, as far as looking at this game. The Bucs, as many of you may have known, annihilated Green Bay earlier this season. Tom Brady is usually the one seeking retribution, but Aaron Rodgers will be the one doing so in this game. It will be at Green Bay. This is a game I expect to be at least a lot more competitive in this one, and Green Bay will undoubtedly, I believe, play a lot better than what they did earlier this season, and whatever it was, week 6 or 7, when Tampa Bay just completely demolished and trounced Tampa Bay, completely trounced Green Bay. Now, counting the postseason, the Packers are 8-1 at home. And you look at the Buccaneers, though, however, have been a formidable road team. When we look at what the Buccaneers have done, including the postseason, they are 8-2 on the road. Now, these offenses are both very prolific. The Packers finished 5th in total offense, and the Buccaneers were number 7. Packers number 1 in scoring offense, and the Buccaneers finished 3rd. And these two teams can rack up points. Of course, Buccaneers, Green Bay averaged nearly 32 points per game, and the Buccaneers nearly 31. Both teams come into this game on a rampage. They've been playing, phenomenal. Really, they've been phenomenal over the last 6 or 7 weeks of this football season. Buccaneers come in winning 6 consecutive games, counting the postseason. The Packers have won 7 in a row, including the postseason, and both teams finished with comparable point differentials in the regular season. The Packers were at plus 140, Tampa Bay plus 137. The thing about this is, and you're looking at Tampa Bay finished number 1 in passing offense, but Green Bay did finish number 7 in pass defense. I want to get to who I like in this game, though. I do like the Packers to win this one in a tight battle at home. A lot of that is because I just don't think that Green Bay is going to be as abysmal as they were earlier this season against the Buccaneers. Green Bay had 2 picks, interceptions thrown in that game, only like 5 the whole season. So I expect that to be better in this game. Aaron Rodgers will likely not throw an INT in this particular contest. You look at this as well. This week, I do think, looking at this game as well, other things about it, the Packers did put up 32 points against the number 1 defense in the NFL last week, at least I believe in the total defense, against the Rams. And they may get 28 in this one. I don't know if the Buccaneers could actually match that amount of points in this particular contest, being at Green Bay. One thing is that, again, you're going to have Aaron Rodgers and company seeking retribution. It will be at Green Bay. The fact is, when you look at some of those numbers for Green Bay in that first meeting this season against Tampa Bay, it just would be hard for me to envision and see that Green Bay will be nearly as bad this season. I'm sorry, in this game, as far as those numbers go. Now, Aaron Rodgers threw for only 107 yards and was just 16 of 35 on pass attempts in that game. and that's a completion percentage of under 50%. He threw 35 pass attempts and completed just 16 of them. So that's under 50%. And Green Bay also was scoreless for 3 of those 4 quarters in that game. They were scoreless for the final 3 quarters in that game. And to say that happen again and be replicated, I just don't see that happening. Devontae Adams, a receiver for Green Bay, was held to just 61 receiving yards. That will undoubtedly be better in this game. And also, Green Bay had no sacks in that game, no defensive sacks. So it tells me they didn't really put, a lot of abundance of pressure on Tom Brady in that game. Remember that Tom Brady, when he's under duress and pressure, he becomes a below mediocre quarterback. I heard something where he's like number 31 in terms of, the QBR or his efficiency or something when he's under pressure. If you get Tom Brady under pressure in this game, it is imperative to put him under more pressure for Green Bay to have a shot to win this game. It tells me he likely will be put under a little bit more, considering he was not sacked in that first game. Aaron Rodgers was sacked like 5 times for 53 yards, and that obviously was certainly not advantageous to Green Bay in that earlier matchup. And Green Bay also has some history on their side, and Green Bay has dominated the series against Tampa Bay at Green Bay, winning 15 of the last 16 times that Tampa Bay has played them at Green Bay. And the weather conditions are more auspicious for Green Bay. It's going to be colder, obviously, but they're calling for like 40% chance of snow showers on Sunday at Green Bay. And temperatures fluctuating between like 22 and 29 degrees. You might get a kickoff temperature. It's going to be near 25 degrees. And especially if it snows, it's going to be very advantageous for the Green Bay Packers, because if you look at it like this, if it's going to be, if Green Bay is a better running team than Tampa Bay, so that could be more advantageous to Green Bay, because when you have this kind of conditions, it's going to be obviously much more difficult to hold the ball, throw it, be able to grasp it, and be in throwing the ball as well, because it's likely going to be more slippery when you throw it. So the thing about this is, if you're talking about the running game in these conditions, it can be much more advantageous to the team that can run better. Green Bay in the regular season was number 8 in rushing offense, while Tampa Bay was just 28th in the league in running the ball. What Tampa Bay has in their favor, though, is they were the number 1 run defense in the NFL this season. But I don't know if they're going to be, how well that's going to perform in this particular game. If it does snow, especially getting that traction on the ground. Now, and Green Bay is more acclimated to playing in those conditions, because, of course, they play 8 of their 16 regular season games at Green Bay, and it would be safe to say they have their record at Green Bay in recent years is very good, and they can adapt more to these kind of inclement conditions compared to Tampa Bay. And also, Aaron Rodgers is 4-2 lifetime in his career at home in the postseason. And this is going to be, it could be a very tight game. You're having it's a very good, it's a compelling matchup, a very good storyline. You have 2 older quarterbacks going at it. Aaron Rodgers has not been to a Super Bowl in a number of years. They won the Super Bowl, like, I forget what year it was exactly, but it was like 2010, 2011. And Brady has been to a lot more than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would like to improve his own legacy by getting there. Tom Brady would love to get to the Super Bowl again, and especially, being in his first year at Tampa Bay, that would be a tremendous storyline. And so it does have a lot of good storylines, this game. It should be advantage. It should be a very close battle. But I really like Green Bay to win this one again, because the fact they are going to be seeking retribution against Tampa Bay, considering they were so deplorable against them earlier this season, completely overmatched and dominated. I mean, you're talking about a 38-10 subjugation at the hands of Tampa Bay. That likely will not happen in this game. The game, I mean, the best case scenario for Tampa Bay is a close win, I think, at Green Bay. But I do see Green Bay pulling this out again, because I don't know if for them to lose to Tampa Bay 2 times in the season. Green Bay was 13-3 during the regular season, 14-3 including the postseason. They also are going to be the better running team in this one. The conditions are going to be favoring them being at Green Bay. You're going to see, I think, a much different game in this one in contrast to the outcome that took place at Tampa Bay earlier this season. So I do like Green Bay to prevail at home. I think they win this game by like 7 to 10 points against Tampa Bay. But anyway, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.